Hello everyone, I'm Shannon Slatton. It's a request it seems like we're hearing more and more often, and now Maple Grove police are urging residents to be alert after an uptick in catalytic converter thefts. Officials say the crimes are taking place all over the city. Reporter Sonia Goins shows us what you can do to prevent becoming a victim.
Maple Grove police say there have been at least 18 catalytic converters stolen in the past few months. The crimes are happening all over the city, including retail areas.
When people leave their vehicles unattended for longer periods of time or overnight, and in areas that aren't well traveled or well lit, we are seeing some thefts in those areas too.
Police say when people have to park outside on the street, it leaves their vehicles vulnerable.
They'll park adjacent to the vehicle where they're going to steal the catalytic converter from, and it's as easy as laying on the ground with a Sawzall tool and a couple minutes and they have your catalytic converter.
Catalytic converters filter engine pollutants from engines. The inside of the canister is coated with valuable metals, which criminals often sell on the black market.
The catalytic converters, they are getting increased amount of money from scrapping them, so it's more lucrative for criminals to go out and steal these and then turn them into the scrap yards for money.
Maple Grove police offer several prevention tips. Don't park your car on the street, but if you have to, make sure the area is well lit. You can also have an auto shop engrave the vehicle's identification number on your vehicle's converter. The city is also considering holding a community marking event.
It doesn't prevent it, which is a problem. We need some laws in place that make these easier to investigate and put some, kind of consequences behind the theft and the possession of them.
In Maple Grove, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
On Monday, House DFL lawmakers announced their public safety plan for the upcoming legislative session. The chief author of the $100 million proposal is Representative Cedric Frazier from New Hope. $22 million of the plan would go toward investigating crimes.
So that's specifically focused on an issue that we know is a problem for dealing with and addressing crimes that we're having right now. As we said before, we're trying to address issues that we're seeing right now to help us drive down the uptick in crime.
Aside from the $22 million to go toward crime investigation grants, another $22 million would go toward community policing grants to help with areas with elevated crime. $2.5 million would be allotted for body cameras and $10 million to organizations to fight opiate abuse. The largest chunk, $40 million, would go toward community safety grants to nonprofit organizations.
The community safety grants that we're talking about in this bill will help organizations like A Mother's Love be more successful. It will help organizations like A Mother's Love expand and do more work across the metropolitan area. That kind of partnership between the community and law enforcement funded by the state will do more to resolve crime more quickly.
The House Public Safety and Criminal Justice Reform Committee will hold public hearings about the proposal the first week of the session. Meanwhile, Republicans are expected to release their priorities this week. A long-awaited overhaul of a Maple Grove park that was delayed last year due to increased construction costs may possibly happen later this year, although the cost could be almost $1 million higher than the city anticipated.
$1 million over is a lot, it seems as though everything that can be cut has been cut, so I don't know what the other option is.
Maple Grove wants to redesign the Gleason Fields Athletic Complex to make it a signature destination for baseball and softball tournaments. A modified design calls for building 4 ball fields with artificial turf, adding LED lighting and a new concession stand, among other amenities. The price tag to make these changes is an estimated $14.9 million, which is $900,000 higher than what the city had originally approved. In a park board meeting last week, members seemed to indicate they were okay with the higher price tag as long as the cost didn't exceed that estimate.
I think if it comes in higher than 14.9, we're going to have some real hard choices to make about whether this project gets constructed.
The park board voted unanimously to solicit bids for the Gleason Fields project. The design team will review and prepare a recommendation for the board to consider at its February 17th meeting. If you are an artist looking for a space to paint, you are welcome in Golden Valley, whether you are a beginner, intermediate, or a seasoned artist. Neil Persley picks up the story from here.
Every Friday at Brookview in Golden Valley, a group of friends gather. It's called open painting, but even before you see the painters, you'll hear the laughter.
This group has been here in a different form, maybe 20, 25 years.
It's not painting lessons.
We all just help each other, we advise each other, we give each other enthusiasm. Sometimes we don't even paint, we just talk and laugh.
As with any long-standing group, members come and go, but many have been coming for 10 years or more.
They're all so friendly, non-judgmental. Everybody accepts everybody, and no matter what their degree is or how good they are or how bad they are, nobody cares. We just like each other, and it works.
It's very apparent that everyone in the room enjoys the atmosphere of the group as much as they enjoy practicing their hobby of painting.
Open to anybody. We pay $1, so it's minimal investment, but we have a place to come and paint, and we can see each other. So it's a very special place.
In Golden Valley, Neil Persley, CCX News.
Open painting meets all year long at Brookview, and you don't have to be a Golden Valley resident to participate. In the summer months, they'll even go outdoors to paint together.
Park Center and Totino Grace are not only the top two teams so far in Northwest Suburban Conference boys basketball, they are also two of the best teams in the state this season. The Pirates are ranked number 1 in Class 4A, while the Eagles are the state's top-ranked 3A team. They met Friday, and Jason Mull has more on this thrilling high school basketball game.
A packed house at Totino Grace High School for the first of 2 meetings between the Pirates and Eagles. PC is on fire early. Leo Torber the steal, and he takes it in for the huge jam. Bucks open the game on a 15-0 run. Grace's Tayson Chapman penetrates and dishes to Demarion Watson for the flush. Braden Carrington one dribble to elude the defender, and then he strokes a three-pointer for PC. Then Carrington sends the long pass to James Spencer for the hoop underneath. It's 22-9 Park Center. Carrington launches and hits again, 17 points in the first half, including 4 triples. Park Center leads 35-23 at the break. It's a torrid pace in the second half. Torbor drives and finishes, plus the foul. Grace keeps battling. Tommy Humphreys hits from long range for the Eagles. Carrington another great dime to Cody Pennebaker for the dunk. Zaleri Stewart to Humphreys for the basket. That cuts the PC lead to 2. Then Humphreys hits a 3 from the corner, and it's 54-all. He nets a dozen. Watson from distance with a hand in his face, and the Eagles lead 59-54. Pennebaker answers with a Pirates triple, and it's 59-all. But Watson has one more arrow in his quiver. Catch and shoot 3 with Carrington right in his face. 17 points for Watson, and Totino Grace wins a thriller 64-61 over Park Center.
It says a lot about us. It says a lot about our character, because going down in the first couple minutes, 13-0, it's hard to come back for them, but we chipped away at it, and so we just got to stay together and on to the next one.
Thanks, Jason. The rematch between the Eagles and the Pirates is scheduled for February 18th at Park Center High School. The Hopkins girls basketball team has received plenty of statewide recognition with their success over the years. The talent on this year's team earned them some national notice as well. The Royals hosted a 2-day, 4-team tournament featuring some of the best teams in the country. The nation's top-ranked girls basketball team, Sidwell Friends from Washington, D.C., coming to town and facing Hopkins, ranked 3rd nationally, in the game televised on ESPNU. The Royals' Liv McGill passes to an open Amaya Battle. She scores on the layup, tying the game at 8. Sidwell features some incredible talent. Kaya Miller passes to Jaden Donovan for the sweet reverse layup, and that puts the Quakers in front. A pass into the Royals' Nunu Agaro, who takes it hard to the basket, scores and is fouled. 9 points on the night for the Stanford commit. Back at the other end, Leah Harmon passes to Miller, who scores on the layup. The Quakers are up by 3. Kelly Boyle came off the bench and hit some big three-pointers for Hopkins. This one ties the game at 23. The Royals trail by 6 at halftime. Gophers coach Lindsey Whalen among those on hand to watch this one. Maya Battle headed to Minnesota next year. Second half play now. Harmon feeds Kiki Rice, cutting down the lane. Rice leads all scorers with 21 points as Sidwell holds its lead. Then it's Harmon popping in a three-pointer. 4 Sidwell players score at least a dozen points. Agara feeds the ball into Arizona signee Maya Najee on the block for 2 as the Royals trying to keep it close. Boyle stays hot with her outside shooting. The senior makes 4 three-pointers in the game, but it's not enough. Sidwell Friends goes on to beat Hopkins 63-55. The Royals did come back Saturday to beat Grandview, Colorado.
Hopkins returns to Lake Conference play on Friday when they host St. Michael Albertville. That's all for sports. I'm John Jacobson.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.